For most gardeners, composting feels like second nature. You just toss in your scraps, turn the pile, and then wait for rich, dark compost to appear. But after years of gardening and, honestly, hundreds of questions from new composters, one truth really stands out. Most people are still being misled by old, outdated composting myths. These myths don't just slow down your composting process. They can actually ruin your pile or waste months of effort. So today, we're going to set the record straight on 5 of the most common composting misconceptions that just refuse to die, and what actually works if you want fast-living compost that feeds your soil instead of, just frustrating you. Myth number 1, composting needs perfect green to brown ratios. You've probably heard that composting requires a perfect 2:1 or 3:1 ratio of browns, that's carbon-rich materials like leaves and paper, to greens, which are nitrogen-rich materials like food scraps or grass. While that sounds nice on paper, in the real world, nature doesn't follow recipes. In healthy compost, balance matters more than perfection. Worms, fungi, and microbes adapt to a wide range of materials. If your pile smells bad, add more browns. If it's too dry or slow to break down, add more greens. The magic ratio is simply a guide, not a rule. Compost is a living process, not a math problem. Myth number 2. You must turn your compost every week. Turning compost is helpful, but not essential. Many gardeners are shocked to learn that some of the best compost in the world, forest humus, forms without ever being turned. When you constantly turn your pile, you disturb fungal networks and microbes that break down tougher materials like sticks and leaves. Instead, try a gentler method. Turn only when the pile compacts or smells sour. Or better yet, set up a static pile with good airflow, like using sticks at the bottom, and let nature do the mixing. The truth? Microbes work whether you're out there every weekend or not. The less you interfere, the more stable your compost biology becomes. Myth number 3. Compost should never smell. This one's tricky. Healthy compost shouldn't stink like rot or ammonia. That's a sign of imbalance. But it will have an earthy, musky scent. That smell means decomposition is happening correctly. A bad odor just tells you one thing. Your pile has gone anaerobic, meaning too wet or too compacted. To fix it, add dry browns like shredded leaves or sawdust, mix lightly to introduce air, and let it rest. Within days, that foul smell will fade and be replaced by the rich, deep scent of living soil. Myth number 4. Compost can't be made in winter. Many gardeners give up on composting in winter, assuming that cold stops decomposition entirely. While microbes do slow down, they never completely stop working, even under snow. The trick is to build bigger piles. The larger the mass, the better it retains internal heat. Insulate the top with straw or cardboard and continue adding scraps. By spring, you'll be surprised at how much your pile has transformed. If you live in an especially cold region, switch to vermicomposting, which is using worms indoors, to keep the process going all year round. Myth number 5. You can't compost certain materials. Coffee grounds, eggshells, citrus peels, even paper. All of these often make the do not compost lists online. But here's the truth. Nearly everything organic will break down eventually if handled correctly. Citrus, for instance, only poses problems in small, closed bins. In open-air systems or mixed piles, it decomposes just fine. The same goes for paper, as long as it's uncoated and shredded. So the real compost killers aren't, food scraps. They're actually plastic, chemicals, and synthetic additives. The real secret to composting success, you ask? Well, Forget the rules and focus on conditions like air, moisture, and diversity. If your pile has oxygen, stays damp like a sponge, and includes a mix of materials, it will compost, whether or not you measure ratios or turn it every week. You know, the best composters aren't obsessed with technique. They simply pay attention to what the pile needs and let biology do the rest. At Gentle Herb Living, we believe composting should feel natural, not complicated. When you drop the myths and trust the process, you'll find your compost matures faster, smells cleaner, and gives you richer, more life-filled soil than any perfect recipe ever could. So, stop overthinking it. Feed your pile, keep it moist, and let nature handle the details. Your soil, and your plants, will thank you.